Hi everyone, this is Rukia again. I know everyone's been wanting to see my in-character and out-of-character videos, and they won't upload, they're too big or something like that, so I just decided to redo them. But I didn't feel like dressing up in cosplay, and you guys already saw me on that little intro thing I did, so I figured I'll just do this one normal. How much are you like your muse? I'm a lot like Rukia, personality-wise. I don't think I look a lot like her, I guess, except when I was in cosplay, everyone said I did, so I guess I do look like her. I don't have violet eyes or anything like that. Personality-wise, I'm like her. She's kind of tomboyish. Not tomboyish to the point where you would, think she was a boy. Because even in, the first couple, or the first arc, Renji makes it clear that there was always something, super classy about Rukia. You could always, she was always a lady. So, I guess I'm, kind of a tomboy. I don't like to wear dresses and stuff like that. I mean, Rukia does, but she's much prettier than me. But I like to fight, as weird as that sounds. I do taekwondo, I do martial arts, so I'm into fighting in a non-violent way. Personality-wise, I'm like her. I'm really naive about stuff. My friends will make fun of me. I don't have a problem hitting my guy friends. I'm a lot like Rukia in some ways, and I guess in other ways I'm not like Rukia. She puts up a better exterior than I do. Sometimes I can't keep up such a motionless face like she does, but then I haven't had Byakuya as a brother, so maybe that's my problem. Would you ever consider RPing someone else? I would, and I have, but it has to be a character that I can connect with, because I'm not very good, I'm not a good liar, I'm not good at pretending or acting, so, a lot of times when I'm role-playing Rukia, I'm kind of just role-playing what I would do, and it just fits with her personality. Sometimes it comes out really out of character, and I apologize. Will I be role-playing for a long time? I hope so. I don't know. I don't see any reason why I would stop, unless for some reason I was working 70 hours a week and I couldn't get on Tumblr, or real-life drama got in the way and I couldn't find my muse or something like that. But I'd warn you guys, I'd post something on Tumblr or something like that would say I'm going on hiatus, or Lexa might post something for me, or Nikki, because they both talked to me out of Tumblr, so you'd know if I was going to stop role-playing for a while, but I don't think it'd be permanent, because I really like role-playing, so I wouldn't want to stop doing that. Ichiruki babies. I guess my opinions on Ichiruki babies. I love Ichigo and Rukia, and I want them to have babies. I do. It probably won't happen in the anime, canon-wise, for a while, but I do want them to have babies. I guess what makes my Rukia different from other people's Rukias, and I'm not saying all of them because I don't know all of them, but I know some of them are super baby crazy. They want a million babies at once, and they're so fluffy, and they just jump into bed with Ichigo, they get married, they have babies, and everything's fine and dandy. I can't do that. My Rukia is kind of darker, in the sense that I don't hide her emotional issues. I have a lot of, I guess, headcanons about her, and I feel like Rukia, I feel like there's a lot more depth to her. There's a lot of stuff that happened to her in her past, and maybe this is just because I took psychology and I'm, really into psychology, but I feel like it would affect her more than everyone else seems to be letting on, or more than she even thinks it does. One of my headcanons about her is that she's hesitant to have a family. Not because she doesn't want babies, but because she's afraid. There was a lot of, stuff that happened in the Rukon district when she was growing up, that she never had a family, I mean, besides Renji, but she never had a mom or a dad. She didn't grow up close to anybody. Byakuya wasn't close to her, and still isn't super close to her. He's better, but he's still not, super close to her. So she's not used to being close to people. I mean, even Renji, who was supposed to be the closest person to her, left her, and they didn't talk for, 40 years. I mean, that affects somebody, It's not just oh, she's fine, she's made of steel and it doesn't bother her, or she cried about it, now she's fine. No, it affects her long term. And she didn't have a family. I mean, the first family she's really, I guess, been close to is Ichigo's family. And even Ichigo's family still doesn't have a mom. She hears him talk about his mom, and she hears him talk about her in such a respectful and, he puts his mom on a pedestal, which is great. but it makes Rukia feel like she's got to live up to this pedestal, and she's never had a family before. So my Rukia doesn't, she's hesitant because she's afraid she won't be a good mom, because she doesn't know how to be a mom. She doesn't know what family is supposed to be like. She doesn't know, she's not very good at creating bonds because she's so used to everyone just leaving. Even though Renji came back and Byakuya came back and, you know, like the whole story, it still affects her. She's still hesitant about it. Another thing about Rukia is she's also afraid that she won't be able to protect her child, because she tried to take care of those two twins, if you watch Fade to Black, those two twins in the Rukon district, and they ended up, she couldn't protect them. They protected her, and they ended up dying. And even though at the end of the movie Rukia seems to let go of it a little bit, I feel like it still affect her. She'd still be a little bit guilt-ridden, not as much as she was before, but still feel like if she had just done this, if she had just done that, if she was just stronger, if she could have protected them a little bit more, they'd still be alive. And so she's afraid. When she tried to protect something, she tried to take care of something like more like a motherly way, and it didn't work out. She's afraid that, what if we have a child and I can't protect them? Because we all know how many times Rukia has gotten stabbed or been caught unawares in a fight or something like that. I mean, if that happens while she's pregnant, or if that happens while Ichigo's not there. I mean, we all know Ichigo will throw a fit, but, I mean, that worries her. Or if Ichigo can't get there in time. I mean, what if she's not fast enough or strong enough to save her child? I mean, that also worries Rukia, and she knows she couldn't handle it again. If it happens again, she knows how depressed she'd be if it happened again. And, so she's afraid of it happening. But that's just one of my headcanons about her. A lot of the other Rukias aren't like that. My Ichigo and I are going to have Ichiruki babies. We have this whole plan for it. They're going to be coming, but not soon. We're not rushing our characters. Our characters aren't getting married until, like, February. And we're not letting them have sex on Tumblr until after they're married. After they're married, they're going to have babies, but there's going to be some twists and turns in there. It's not just going to be all happy-go-lucky, because Lexa likes fluff, and she loves happy stories, and I like angst, and I like torturing my muse. So there's going to be Ichiruki babies, but there's going to be some twists and turns in there. It's going to be a lot more realistic than they had a million babies and they were all happy forever and ever. So, yeah, that's something for y'all to look forward to. Opinions on recent Bleach chapters. I guess I got this question because I don't really post about recent Bleach chapters. Like, I don't do commentary on them. I like the new Bleach chapters. We all kind of knew that Ichigo's mom was going to be a Quincy, so it wasn't really a surprise. I liked how he reacted when Rukia was in the hospital bed and she called out his name and stuff. Like, total Ichiruki moment. I was, like, fangirling. I'm interested to see what happens, like, who the Soul King is. I know there's a lot of talk about it being Isshin, and I'm thinking it might be Isshin. But there's a lot of stuff that still needs to get explained, even whether it's Isshin or not. So, but I'm glad that, because I was afraid Kubo was going to have Rukia, Byakuya, and Renji off to the side recovering the entire time. As much as, I love Ichigo, but I wanted some Ichigo Rukia stuff to be happening. So I'm glad that he's incorporated them, like, they're going to go with him so that they're somewhat involved in the story still. Because, I mean, if you noticed, he left out Uryu and Orihime and Chad, like, they fell off the edge of the earth. I mean, no one really knows what's going on with them right now. So yeah, I was glad he didn't do that with Rukia, although I'm kind of curious to see what Uryu would do. Okay, next question. If I really love somebody, would I consider changing my sexuality for them? If you didn't watch my other video, my sexuality is straight. I like guys. But I guess this question's asking me if I really love somebody, would I change that? And I guess the answer is if I really love them, then I really love them, and yes, I would, but I just can't, like, I'm not bashing anybody, by the way, just throwing it out there. I love everybody. I don't have anything against anybody's sexual preference, unless you're, like, a pedophile or you're into bestiality. That stuff's not okay with me, but anything else, I mean, you're gay, straight, transgender, transsexual, whatever you are, it's cool. I guess if I was really in love with somebody and it turned out to be another girl, then, I mean, I don't have, like, a huge issue with it. Like, it's not something that I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself over it. It's just something I just can't see myself doing. Like, I'm a curious person. If I really was in love with somebody, then sexuality doesn't matter, because if I'm in love with somebody, then I'm in love with them and their soul and their person, and it doesn't matter what they are, I'm in love with them, you know? Personal life, family, and friends. So my personal life, I guess I don't really talk about it that much. I work 2 jobs. I work at a deli, and I work at my taekwondo studio. Both jobs suck. I like doing taekwondo, but it's a very male-oriented work environment, so it's difficult to work in when you're a female and you're the lowest rank. The food is good. Work is stressful a lot of times. We just have some really bad stuff going on with our managers, so hopefully I won't be working there very much longer. I'm looking for another job, and hopefully I can go to school again. I was thinking about going back to school. I don't live with my parents. I moved out. I live on my own with a roommate. She's really awesome. She's my best friend's older sister, so we get along like super well, and she's like a mom almost. She worries about me all the time. But yeah, I was hoping to go back to school and like get certified in like surgical technology or something, and working in a hospital, because I've always wanted to work in a hospital. I was thinking I could do surgical tech and then not have to work so many jobs to make ends meet, and I could just work one job and then have more time to Tumblr and draw and do other stuff that I want to do. Yeah, there's another hobby of mine, drawing. I like to draw a lot. I can't do color. I mostly do just sketch or charcoal. But if you guys ever want to see my drawings, I draw a lot of bleach and a lot of ichi-ruki. So I'll post them if you want. Let me know. I've been thinking about making a link on my blog with all my artwork, but I haven't decided yet. So if you guys want a link on there, just tell me, and I'll make one. Or I'll show you my drawings. Lexa's seen some of them, and Nikki has too. Lexa, by the way, I keep using their names as if you guys know who they are. Lexa's Ichigo's Mun. She's Ask Ichigo and Rukia, that blog owner. And Nikki is Naruto's Mun. She's Naru Uzumaki. And they're both, like, my best friends. And we talk all the time, like every day. And they're both really awesome. Nikki's coming to visit me in December, so I'm super excited about that, because we're going to have tons of fun. And we've already plotted out this whole thing with Rukia and Naruto. Our Naruto comes to visit Rukia for like a week, and there's no Sasuke and there's no Ichigo. My favorite crack ship, my OTP is Ichigo and Rukia. I know I'm getting off topic, guys, I'm sorry. My OTP is Ichigo and Rukia, of course. I do have Renruki feels, so if any Renji out there wants to RP with Rukia, I have no problem role-playing with Rukia and Renji. Just as long as you don't mind. I mean, I'm a multi-shipper, but usually I can only see Rukia with either Renji or Ichigo, but mostly with Ichigo. So if any other Renjis out there want to roleplay with me, please message me. I'd love to roleplay. My favorite crack ship is Naruto and Rukia. I feel like they'd be so cute together. Naruto's almost just like Ichigo, except like a little bit more immature and naive. And they're just, I don't know, they're so cute together. I don't know if any of you guys have read RRPs before, but my Rukia can't do anything with Naruto on Tumblr because Naruto's married to Sasuke and my Rukia is going to marry Ichigo, which neither of them would cheat on their partners, so nothing like that's going to happen. But maybe in like an AU environment or a crack ship environment, I would totally put Rukia with Naruto. Anyway, I'm getting off that soapbox now. Oh, I guess personal life included my family. I have a mom and a dad, and it's not a good situation. I don't really want to go into it, but I don't get along with my parents very well. And I have 2 sisters. They both are on Tumblr. One of them doesn't really go on Tumblr, so I don't really know if I would count her as a Tumblrian? I don't know what you call us. Anyway, one of the little sisters on Tumblr, her URL is creating a monster. It's just her personal blog. She doesn't roleplay or anything. She makes fun of me for roleplaying. But, yeah, she's on Tumblr. You guys should all follow her because she's really funny and awesome. I get along with my little sister more than I do with my middle sister, but we all kind of get along okay-ish. I don't live with them, so that helps. Would I like to date someone like Ichigo? Yeah, I would. Since I think I'm a lot like Rukia personality-wise, someone like Ichigo would be, I think, ideal for my personality type. I like the hero complex. It's just, I like the hero complex. A lot of people tend to have that with me anyway, so I don't know, I'm just used to it. I have a thing for guys with blonde hair and blue eyes. I know Ichigo doesn't have blue eyes, but it's just my thing. So hopefully I marry somebody, or I can find somebody or date somebody who's like Ichigo. I would very much like that, but I haven't met anyone yet, so, music, books, TV shows. I'm just gonna combine all those. Books, I like fantasy a lot. My favorite books of all time would be Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. It's amazing. I'm super stoked for The Hobbit to come out. I love Lord of the Rings. I can watch it every day, all day, and I can I can quote every line from the movie without even having to be in the same room as the movie. I love Aragorn. He's my favorite character from Lord of the Rings. Anyway, but I love Lord of the Rings, the movies and the books. I read them when I was in middle school and I fell in love with them. I love Harry Potter. I love a lot of fantasy stuff. I guess one of my favorite fantasy series would be the book Ariad by David Eddings. David Eddings, amazing author. You guys should all check him out. He's amazing. The Belgariad is a super good book. Legend of Seeker, very good book series. Sword of Truth, I think, is a very good book series. I like a lot of books. I've read the series When Fortune Events. I like them. I like a lot of classics. I love Shakespeare. I love Crime and Punishment. I love a lot of, I love Longfellow, his poems. I love a lot of classic stuff that most people will find really dorky. Music, I like everything except for country and heavy metal. I don't care too much for rap. Some rap songs I like, some of them I don't. I don't like country. I can't stand country. I'm sorry. I hate the southern accent. I'm sorry if I offend anybody. Lexa, you know I love you. It's very rare if I like a country song, and it's got to be not sounding like a country song. I don't really care for heavy metal. I'm not really a metalhead. I mostly like pop or rock or alternative. I love alternative too. TV shows, I don't really watch a lot of TV, guys. I work a lot, like I said. I watch anime when I come home. Usually if I turn on the TV, it's just background noise. I watch The Walking Dead. I like The Walking Dead. When it was on, I was in love with Heroes. I thought that was an amazing TV show. I loved Heroes, but it's not on anymore. But yeah, I'm not too into TV shows, guys. Foods, I like anything except for pork. I don't eat pork. It's not a religious thing. I just don't eat pork. I just don't like it. I don't like bacon or ham or anything that tastes pork-like. I don't like spicy food. I can't handle spicy food. I'm a baby when it comes to spicy food. So, yeah, those are the only two things I really don't eat. Other than that, or Brussels sprouts. Kind of a picky eater. We'll go by case-by-case basis. If you guys ever want to take me to dinner, I'll find something I like. Hobbies, I guess I said it already. I like to draw a lot. Drawing is one of my hobbies. Role-playing, obviously, is a hobby. Arts, I guess, would be a hobby. Yeah, I don't really do anything else. I'm boring, guys. My worst fear. My worst fear is the same one that I made my rukia have. My worst fear is being alone. I hate being alone. I don't like... and it's weird because I do like being alone. I don't like being in crowds of people, and sometimes I just prefer to sit in my room and not talk to anybody. But I hate being alone too. I can't stand it. I don't like the feeling of nobody caring or nobody being around or just, I don't know. I don't like it. I hate sleeping alone. I know it sounds bad. I don't mean sleeping as in having sex, but I mean sleeping as in sleeping and cuddling. I'm a cuddler. And I don't know. I don't like sleeping alone, but I have to every night until I find my Ichigo. Relationship status, I guess I just covered that. I'm single. Career goals, I covered that already, so I'm not even going to go over that. Living situation, I already covered that. What do I like to RP? I think I mentioned it. I like to RP angst. I like putting Rukia through situations where it forces her to delve into her emotions. I don't know if it's because she comes off, in the beginning, she was so guarded about her emotions that I feel I want to make her unguarded. I don't, or I'm just a sick bastard that likes to torture my muse. It's one or the other. I like angst a lot, but I don't mind fluff either. But it's not my favorite, but it's Lex's favorite, so we do it. But, I like to roleplay angst. I like to roleplay her in situations where she's forced to have to decide between things, or she's forced to have to face her own emotions, rather than just burying them like she was used to. I portray Rukia the way I do. It's just the way I see her. Everybody sees a character a little bit differently. There's different Ichigos. Some of them are gay, some of them are straight, some of them are Ichihime, some of them are Ichiruki, some of them are you know, with Grimmjow, some of them are with Shiro. Everybody portrays Rukia differently because everyone sees her differently. Like, there's some things that maybe I didn't pick up on in the anime that somebody else picked up on, and they're like, oh, this is what Rukia is like, but I didn't notice it. Or maybe there's something that I picked up on that somebody else didn't pick up on in the anime, and I'm like, hey, this is why I make Rukia not want kids. So it just kind of depends on the person. I roleplay her the way, or I portray her the way I think she was meant to be portrayed. Whether or not Kubo agrees with me, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that there's some things I mess up on. I'm sure maybe in Kubo's mind, she's not afraid of snakes. But I just roleplay her the best way I feel like I can. If it turns out to be wrong, or he changes something in the anime, or makes something canon that goes against what I roleplay, I'll change it. I mean, I'm roleplaying Rukia. I don't bash anyone else for the way they roleplay Rukia. I don't like it when people bash other characters for the way they're roleplayed. If you don't like how someone's roleplaying their character, don't follow them. Like, just don't. There's no reason to send hate anon mail. There's no reason to bash them. There's no reason for me to go up to all the Ichigos that are with Odahimes and say, hey, I don't support this shit, blah, 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 blah. No, just don't follow them. Or, like, what I do is I follow them, but we just don't really roleplay that much, you know? It's just, and everyone has their own shit. That's what Tumblr's about, is for us to be able to do what we want without fear of being bullied, because most of us get that in school or work or other places, so why would we want that here? So don't send hate anon. Just, guys, just don't. Like, don't. I mean, you don't like the way someone portrays a character, just don't follow them. It's simple as that. Don't follow them. Don't be so worried about your followers either that you want, like, you're desperate for followers. I'd rather have 10 followers that really like the way I roleplay and really want to roleplay with me and love reading my RPs than I would 500 followers that send me hate anon and don't give a shit about the way I roleplay or don't want to talk to me or anything. Just, if you don't like somebody, just unfollow them. You don't have to talk to them. Don't hate someone because of the way they portray their character. How I got started. One of my best friends was showing me her Tumblr. She's really into K-pop, and she kept showing me Tumblr this, Tumblr that, and I was just kind of like, oh, whatever. And then she was over here, and she was showing me her Tumblr, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to get into this Tumblr thing. And she's like, okay. She made me a blog, and then, of course, I started liking all the anime stuff. So I was like, oh, I'll try role-playing. So I just I changed my icon and started role-playing from my personal account. And then I was like, you know what, I want to make a blog just for Rukia. And then I just made a blog for Rukia, and then, yeah, so now I roleplay. Not a very exciting story, guys, sorry. Pairings, Ichiruki, obviously. I'm not against Renruki. If Rukia wasn't with Renji, who Renji would be with? I'm kind of like Yaoi, so I kind of like the Byakuya Renji ship, although it probably will never be canon. Rangiku and Gin. I like Urahara with Yoroichi. I really like Orihime with Uryu. I know that most people don't ship that, but I do. I really like them together. I don't mind Orihime with Ukiura, but he's dead. So I don't see that ship sailing. I don't know what else I ship. I don't really ship Karin with Hitsugaya because she's a child, and Hitsugaya is kind of older. I mean, I know he seems like a child, but he's still way older for her, and I don't see it happening. Maybe when she grows up, but I kind of like Hitsugaya with Momo, so I don't think so. I don't really know who else I would ship together. I can't really think right now. Favorite role players, regardless if I roleplay with them or not. Obviously, I love Ask Ichigo and Rukia, because Lexa and I roleplay like every day. I love Nikki's blog, the Naru Uzumaki. I love Brandy's blog, Uchiha Avenger, even though our muses don't get along all the time, because Sasuke gets jealous and Rukia overthinks things. I love her blog. I think she portrays Sasuke really, really well. As for Bleach fandom stuff, I like Neko Ichigo Kurosaki. I love the way that they portray their Ichigo. I mean, obviously, that blog is mostly smut, but I do like the way their Ichigo's really cute. I love it. Strength and Beauty. I think she portrays her Orihime really, really well. We started a roleplay. It's kind of slow and going. Like, there's not really, like, a super big plot line to it. But the way that she roleplays Orihime, it's cute. I like her Orihime. She's super bubbly and nice, and just like Orihime should be. Kuroberry, even though they're Ichihime, I like their Ichigo. I like, Tuberculosis Taicho. He roleplays Ukitake really well too. I don't know, guys. There's too many to mention. I love all of you guys. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I can't really think of anybody else. But I love all of you. If I follow you, it's for a reason. So if I follow you, it's because I like your roleplaying. Fan fictions. Do I write fan fictions? I do not write fan fictions. I've written drabbles, but I don't feel like I could write a fan fiction. I'm not really good at writing. Alexa has written fan fictions, and hers are really good. I've read a lot of good fan fictions. I like reading them, but I don't really write any. Deathberry account. I actually don't have a Deathberry account. I have no idea what that is, so somebody should inform me on what that is, because I don't have one. If there was a moment I could see in the manga between Ichigo and Rukia, what would I want it to be? I'd really want them to kiss. Like, you have no idea how much I want them to kiss. I really want them to kiss. I want there to be a moment, like, and maybe this is my angstiness coming out, but I want there to be, like, some sort of fight where Rukia is literally, like, almost dead. Like, oh, she's gonna live again because Orehime's there? No, like, she's almost dying. And Ichigo has to save her or something. And he almost dies saving her. It's like, it could be their last moment or something like that. And finally, he confesses his love for her. Or she confesses her love for him. Really want something to happen where they confess their love or they kiss. Like, Ichigo just goes for it like a man and just kisses her. That's what I really want to happen. I think a lot of people would really want that to happen, and a lot of people would fangirl like crazy if that happened. I know I would. Alexa would. I know probably a lot of people would, and I really hope it does happen. What do I want for Rukia's future? Bankai captainship or head of the Kuchiki clan? Bankai, I think Rukia needs a Bankai. She's so far been the only main character that doesn't have a Bankai. I think it's bullshit. I think she needs a Bankai. Rukia's not weak. It's not like she's always trying to be protected. She's strong, and I feel like she would have been working on a Bankai this entire time. I feel like she might have one now, but Kubo just hasn't shown us her Bankai yet. She really didn't have a chance to show it in the last couple chapters. So I'm hoping she has a Bankai. I really want her to have a Bankai. Captainship, I don't know if I'd want her to be captain yet. I don't think she's ready for it yet. She only just became a lieutenant, recently. So making her a captain, I feel, would be really, really quick. Though it would piss Renji off, so maybe it'd be an okay idea. I do want her, eventually she could be captain. I could see it happening, but not in the near future. Head of the Kuchiki clan. The Kuchiki clan seems like they're very old school. Like, they only have male heads of the family, and that's pretty much what they stick to. So I don't feel like Rukia would ever be head of the Kuchiki clan. However, I feel like whoever she marries, since Byakuya, whenever he dies, whoever Rukia is with would be the head of the Kuchiki family. Of course, I want it to be Ichigo. So, in my mind, Ichigo will be head of the Kuchiki clan when Byakuya needs to step down from that position. I don't think Rukia would ever be the head of the Kuchiki clan, just because I feel like her clan seems like super old-fashioned about that kind of stuff. Like, they didn't even want her part of the family. It would cause a huge riot if she was supposed to be she was supposed to be made head of the Kuchiki clan. Whereas Ichigo is much stronger in throwing out rules, and he would be, I think, a better head of the Kuchiki clan. Favorite Bleach characters. Obviously, Ichigo and Rukia. I like Renji. I love Uruhara. I like Toshiro. There's not really anyone I don't like. Reality TV. Like I said, I don't really watch a lot of reality TV. I don't really watch TV, so no, there's not really a lot of TV shows I can go over. Do I ever get questions that bother you or that I don't answer? My ask box has been, like, eating questions, so if I don't answer you, it could be that I just didn't get your ask. Because Lexa has messaged me I don't know how many times, and then she'll message me on chat, and she's like, did you get my messages? And I'm like, no, I didn't get anything. And she's got to resend it. So, guys, if I don't get your messages, or if I don't post it, and it wasn't like a hate anon, or it wasn't offensive, then I probably didn't get it. Yeah, sometimes I get magic anons that I don't post right away. Sometimes I save them. Like, if I already have a magic anon going, or if I already have too many roleplays going, I won't post magic anons right away. I'll just save them in my folder, until there's like a day when it's really boring or there's nobody online or something, and then I'll post a match again on, like, to get people to talk to Rukia. Is it a little weird for Ichigo to be scared of needles and doctors, especially considering his dad? Yeah, it's a little weird. At first I was like, really? That's a headcanon for him? But after talking with Lexa about it for a while, because it's her headcanon for him, it kind of made sense. Like, she made it so Ichigo had this, like, traumatic event when he was a kid, and he doesn't really like to be around that kind of stuff, or he's just kind of afraid, terrified of needles. Like, Rukia doesn't like snakes, Ichigo doesn't like needles. He's not afraid of doctors, like, to the point where he, like, you know, hates his dad or something. He doesn't like doctors on himself. Like, he doesn't like being sick or feeling weak or not feeling like he can't do something. And we've seen that in the manga and the anime, where he'll, like, refuse treatment. Like, I'm fine kind of thing. And I could see Ichigo doing that. So no, it's not that weird. It's not that weird. Opinion on Ichigo's sexual and baby-making abilities. Well, Ichigo can make babies. He's good in bed, and he's very fertile. So they'll have babies. Yuri and Yaoi ships for Ichigo and Rukia. Yaoi, I could pretty much ship Ichigo with everybody. I mean, he's amazing. Like I said, I'm not into Yuri, so Yuri ships for me are hard to do. I don't really know if I have any Yuri ships. I know a lot of people have ships with Orihime and Rukia. Weird. I'm sorry, guys. I think they're best friends, but I don't think that they would, like, do anything with each other. Okay, spiritual beliefs. My spiritual beliefs, I'm kind of in between religions right now. I was raised Catholic. I converted to Mormonism when I was 20. And then I'm kind of at a point where I don't know what I am right now. I've been researching a lot of stuff, and I've been really open-minded about stuff. I've been researching a lot about, like, energy and spirituality and more spiritual-based stuff. I'm reading a book called The Celestine Prophecy, and it's really, really good. I'm also reading some books by Sylvia Browne. They're really enlightening, and I feel like a lot of it can be true. I'm getting really into energy and stuff like that. I don't think I'm a particular religion at the moment, but I mean, I'm definitely Christian in the fact that I still believe in God and I still believe in Jesus Christ. I don't think anything could ever take that belief away from me, but I'm not, like, a certain religion. So it's a really long discussion about it, and I don't really feel like going on for another hour about my spiritual beliefs. I just had to get a Tumblr because I was bored one day and I just wanted a Tumblr. That's literally why I decided to get a Tumblr. Wildlife. Do I ever do wildlife or feed the squirrels? I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, so it's a desert. There's not a lot of wildlife except for scorpions and roaches, and I hate roaches, and nobody likes scorpions. So, no, I don't feed the wildlife. On the outskirts of town, you can see coyote, but I don't really feel like feeding them either. So, no, I don't really feed the wildlife around here. There's not really a lot of wildlife to feed. Yeah, that's pretty much all the out-of-character videos I got, all the out-of-character questions I got. So, I'm going to end this video now, because it's already really long, and I'm going to try and cut it, and we'll see how long it gets. Okay? Alright, hope you guys all enjoyed it. Love you guys.